So now let's look at this NPC movement, the slender and the teleporting aspect, because I know there's quite a few people that aren't happy about it or just not getting it to work. And I'm going to look at the formula myself and mix things up a lot, because I think there's something that's just a little amiss out. Right around here, it's teleport distance, maximum range. That should be the current range for a start. So I'm going to rebuild that teleport enemy. Okay, so all the way down in the start, there's a couple other things I want to fix up too. In the inspector, if it's slender and you forget to set the minimum square range, then it's going to do some funny things with the follow distance. So I'm going to calculate all this square range stuff after everything else. So if it is slender, that's what I'm getting at, that little part there. We're at this first thing. So minimum range is going to equal maximum range. Quite simply, done and done. If it's forgotten to do the minimum range, it will equal, and then it gets squared out at the end. Okay, so we're teleporting now. So in the start function, if it's slender, we invoke repeat this function. So we call this function, the first time we call it, in 60 seconds. And then every time it gets repeatedly called after that, it gets called every 20 seconds after that. So this teleport enemy should be called in 60 seconds, and then 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20. It should just keep going, keep going. Okay, so first see if your teleport enemy function is being called. So let's do a debug log. Teleport enemy has just been called. Okay. So should we wait? For the purposes of testing again, let's just copy that. Let's put a comment. The actual game values. And this is going to be testing values. Okay, so I'm going to comment the real game ones out for testing. I want to get him going after 5 seconds, and let's just say every 10 seconds after that. So let's just see if we go to debug for the teleport enemy being called. Is it working? Okay, so play. So after 5 seconds, we should see something here in the console. Teleport enemy has been called. Okay, so every 10 seconds after that, let's see if we get another one. Teleport enemy has been called. The players over there, the enemies come quite close. Okay, so that's working. That's the first part. So start, if it's slender, you invoke repeating the teleport enemy function using the first call and every call after that. The teleport enemy. Now let's look at the logic in here. I'm just going to copy out the whole function. Actually, I need to sneeze one moment. So I'm back. So yes, okay, so before I make any changes to the teleport enemy function, I'm going to copy the whole function. Paste it down here. I'm just going to call it teleport enemy old. Now, even if I save that, first of all, there's only one mention of that function, so it's not even being called, it's just sitting there doing nothing. And if I go to check the compilation errors, there's no errors, okay? Just rename that function, got a backup. Now method 1, that was, yes, putting it in some kind of real 360 random direction. Let's get rid of that for starters. We're only using this method here. Find position, left or right of the player. Target. Okay, now let's have a look at how and when this is called. So we know it's being called. We don't need that debug anymore. So check if visible. And I agree. Only if you don't want him to disappear from right in front of your eyes. If he's not visible. So only if he's not visible he's going to teleport. So we're looking at everything in here. So if he's not visible, I think what people want is just teleport. Okay? If he's not visible, let's get in there and let's get him in close. So square distance used anywhere. Okay, let's get rid of variable square distance and the whole square distance check. There's this little bracket. Okay, so if not visible, we're just going to start teleporting. Okay, so teleport distance is not that at all. It's just the minimum range. Okay, that was completely wrong, that line anyway. That's probably half the problem. He was never teleported. He was always closer than that range. Okay, so if he's not visible, teleport distance is going to be the minimum range. Find a random direction which chooses a left or right, and then checks that position on the terrain. That's a comment we don't need. Okay. So yes, random direction left or right, the target right, either the right or the minus right times that, which is the left, times the teleport distance. So that could be minimum range in there as well. Don't even need that. Range. Okay, so pick a random side, left or right, from the position, left or right of the position, times minimum range to get him up close, and set the Y weight up in the air, and then raycast to the terrain. Now this is the other part where teleport enemy could break. Your terrain must be named terrain. If it's not, you'll call it like some funky terrain. Make sure you got the name of your terrain in here. Okay? Terrain. Okay, so that's, if not visible, let's just teleport all the time. So let's just clean all this up. So that. Raycast to check position on the terrain. It's free. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so that's the new teleport enemy function. If it's not visible, we're just going to teleport. That's it. Left or right. Immediately left or right. So close to the field of view. Nice and close, whatever the minimum range is. Okay, raycast, check, it's terrain, yeah, boom, move and teleport. So let's see. First if it compiles. Let's see if we can just get some more teleporting. 5 seconds is close to me. Okay, I haven't picked any papers up yet, so yeah, okay. Somewhere. It's not in 35, I think. I've got papers in my mind. This clip is too tall to climb up. I'm heading to lose the radio. There it is, that's why I put a radio tower in it. Let's find my way. Put some more grass around the foot of the radio tower. Where's these papers? Okay, he's just teleported again. I just saw it as soon as I looked up to the top screen. Ah. Yeah. Saw another teleport. Not looking at him, he should just teleport. Yeah, and he's come to the side of him. Okay, completely behind me. I'm walking away from him. Regardless, I'm not looking at him. He should have teleported, and he chose the right again. Okay. So all the time teleportation. To the right again. He went to the left this time. Okay, so finally he's always keeping with you and teleporting with you. I think that's what people want. More teleporting. More chances of turning quickly to the side and having him just standing there. Okay, so that's another edition done. What I think I'm going to get to is if anyone's already seen the link to the download. See, I already put in a plan. I already thought that I was going to put the clamping in, the flashlight, and that in. Now, it's still not finished. I mean, there's no player control. And if you look at what I've done with the collecting the papers and adding the music, if you try and use my old run and footsteps script, then I think there's a good chance that it might break because of the collect papers is now using the audio source of the player to play this music track. So it really needs a music manager to play the music so that the footsteps come from the player but the music's being played from something completely different. I think I still need to sort that out, and I might even have a look at that next. That's where we're up to so far. The new teleport enemy.